Hi everybody! I've got a lot of stuff packed into this video for you guys today. First of all, we're going to announce the winners of my big Llewellyn author book haul. I'm going to show you guys how I redecorated my studio. I have a cool witchy printable that I am using to decorate my studio that I thought you guys might enjoy too. So let's get down to some fun coming up next. Welcome back to the Witch's Studio. If you're new here, then welcome. I am, of course, Mickie Mueller, author, illustrator, and witch, not necessarily in that order, and I've got some really fun stuff for you guys today. The first order of business, I feel like we just have to get this out of the way because I'm really excited. I know you guys are really excited, so I want to announce the winners of the Llewellyn's Sabbath's Almanac, the Llewellyn's Magical Almanac, and Llewellyn's Witch's Calendar, which I have articles in all three. I appreciate all of you guys' comments. They were just wonderful. They made my day. I love your comments. They're fantastic. I grabbed the link to the video and I popped over to my little online randomizer generator thingamajigger thingy that we use to choose the random prize winners whenever we do giveaways over here. So the first name that came up was Kenny Scadden. And Kenny said that he would like the Witch's number 3, which is the Witch's Calendar. Congratulations, Kenny. You won your choice of the 3 things. So yes, the Witch's Calendar will be on its way to you. I am going to need you to send me a private message either on Facebook or Instagram. If you don't have any of those, you could go to my Etsy store and just send me a convo from there. I just need you to give me your mailing address so that we can get this right in the mail to you. The second winner that came up on the random picker was Jennifer Knighton. Congratulations, Jennifer. You won. Your first choice was a copy of the Magical Almanac. So that's what you got because Kenny wanted the other one. So that worked out great. Jennifer, just like Kenny, congratulations to you. Make sure that you send me a private message on either Instagram or Facebook. If you don't have either of those platforms, feel free to just send me a message over on my Etsy, in my Etsy shop, which the link is down below. And give me your address so that I can pop this in the mail for you. And again, I will sign it for you as well. I had 3 items to give away, and the very next person that the randomizer chose was Michelle Silva. So congratulations, Michelle Silva. You said that you would be happy with any, and what we had left was the Sabbath's Almanac. I really think you're going to enjoy this a lot. Congratulations, Michelle. I think it's wonderful. And just like the other 2, make sure that you reach out to me privately on one of my social medias. Ideally, do Facebook or Instagram. Just send me a private message. Give me your address so that I can pop this in the mail for you. Guys, make sure that you don't put your home address in the comments below because, I mean, weird things can happen. So let's just kind of keep our private stuff private. Yeah. So congratulations to Kenny, Jennifer, and Michelle for winning prizes in the giveaway that we did. And yes, you guys, do not go away yet because I have something for everybody that's here today. Whether you're coming in on the day that we did the drawing or whether you're coming in at any point in time, I'm going to have a special giveaway for everybody that's going to be downloadable down in the description. And it is part of my studio makeover. So I've been planning this studio makeover for a little while, you guys. All of the stuff that I'm going to show you that I have that's new in the studio is stuff that I got last year. I got it last year for my birthday, and my birthday's in February. So I've been sitting on this stuff for a while, and it's just, you know, with the pandemic happening and everything else that was going on in 2020, it just never seemed like the right time to do a fun studio makeover. And a lot of times it was just me. I wasn't in the right headspace to even mess with it. And I just felt like I was getting through. But now, this year, I feel like we're all kind of moving forward a little bit, and it just seemed like the perfect time to go ahead. Plus, since I'd had the stuff for a year, I was like, I probably better get on it. So anyway, I pulled all this stuff out that Dan got me last year to do my studio makeover, and I finally did it. So it's pretty exciting. So this is the before shot. That's what it looked like before we got started. I got home from running some errands, and Dan was clearing my bookshelf off. And so I was like, all right, I know what this means. We're going to put the new bookshelf up. So I started giving him a hand. I initially wanted to just paint that shelf, but the more I researched it, those kind of particle wood shelves, you can't really paint them and have the paint, last at all. So we decided to just replace the shelf, and I'm giving the other shelf to my daughter. Yeah, that made a big mess. Unloading that shelf and a bunch of other stuff. It just ended up everywhere. But we had enough room to work, so we took the new bookshelf into the workshop side and proceeded to put it together. We had a little help from Miss Kitty. She had to get her face in there. She's always interested no matter what it is that we're doing. She's got to be a part of everything. And we teamed up putting that together. We always do. Whenever we get those kind of furniture pieces, we always work together. And that's how it turned out. I liked it already. I was really happy. Now this corner bookshelf, that came from my living room, and I just wanted a little more space, so I brought it up, and I decided that it would really pop if I painted the inside of those shelves. I didn't want to paint the whole thing white. I think it turned out really cool though, and I think it really helped. I already had the paint on hand, so that was fortunate. I didn't have to go out and spend any money on that. And there's how it turned out. I thought it looked really cool. So then I started loading up my books again and my decks. Those two top shelves, that is all the books that I have either illustrated or contributed writing to. That little moonlight, I love that. I got that from Five Below. It's only $5. Not too bad. And then I just kept, kind of putting all my little pretty things, the little fairy lights. And then I just filled up that little corner bookshelf as well. I thought it turned out pretty cool. And I had plenty of room for all my books, so I was happy. You probably recognize the Frozen Charlotte doll there. And I love that little light. It turned out really cute. And then we come over here to the little side with the corner shelf. And I decided to make one for the Witch's Mirror, one shelf for the Halloween book. And then this shelf down here, that is all of the Sabbath series, which I illustrated. I did not write any of those, but I illustrated all those books. And I also illustrated all of the Witch's Tools series, and so that's all of them too. I need to get the new copies that have my art on the cover, because they redid the cover art and used my art on the cover, so that would be pretty cool to get. Yeah, look at that. I'm really digging that. Yay. I was so happy, you guys. So this little corner just felt kind of dark and dreary, and very specifically Halloween too. And I decided that I wanted to brighten that corner up. So yeah, I decided that I would adjust the color scheme in that corner. These are of course Halloween decor, but I leave them out all year. And so I started messing around with it, and I realized I could take that little plastic out of there. Now, I didn't have any more of this kind of plastic material. It's kind of like that plastic on the front of like a notebook, but I don't have anything like that. So I decided to make do with what I had in the house, which was some freezer paper that I found. So I just traced out the panels, and decided just to use that. I actually experimented with a couple of different techniques, but this seemed like the one that was going to work the best. So I just carefully cut it along the lines, and then I cut the little tabs where it uses to kind of, you know, stay on that lantern. And then I popped it in there. You can kind of see how it turned out. So yeah, after messing around with it, I got it installed on there, and I closed it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks really cool. So then I took out the rest of the panels and I did the whole thing the same way. Then I grabbed that little sign, which I've had for years. That was a find I got at Joann's. It was after Halloween sale. And you know what? I wasn't mad at the orange, but I was just like, you know, I think the orange is a little much for all year. And since I'm leaving that up all the time, I decided to give it a nice gray tone. And I'm really happy with how that turned out too. Just used a little brush so I could get all the details in there. I love it. So yeah, it turned out great. So I popped that on the wall. So now it was time to mess with changing out that comforter that's on the daybed. Again, this had been ordered a year ago on Amazon. I just love the look of that. I think it's much brighter and lighter. The other one had been on there for years. That little cover that was black that had like the skulls and snakes and stuff on it was actually a tablecloth, you guys. So yeah, the cover set was really nice. And then I had a lot of weird pillows, but I got these cool pillowcases. I think they came from Wish. They were for my birthday last year. And then the closet. God, you guys, I can't believe I'm even showing this to you. That is my messy closet. It's got like books and totes with all kinds of stuff in it. It's just a mess. It's like, oof. So I ordered this tapestry last year thinking it'd be really cool to make a curtain with. I don't think that's gonna work. So instead we ordered another one that I found on Amazon, which it's a much better fit. I measured it, and that's how much I have to fold over. So then I brought it over to the workshop side, and Dan moved the orders that he's working on out of the way so I could pin it. I really just needed to sew a channel in that. I thought about trimming the whole tapestry off there, but I decided not to. I'm leaving that extra flap hanging down because if I ever live in a different house, we just rent this house. That way I could feasibly take out the stitches and use that tapestry for something else. So rather than cutting it down, I decided to just stitch it as is. So I sewed a channel in it so that I can use it as a curtain to hide that closet and make it look a little nicer than what I had. I've got this little spring curtain rod, and it was quite easy to just run it through the channel that I sewed. I've been doing stuff like this for years, you guys, with like sheets and different stuff. I can always find a way to make a curtain. And there's how it turned out. I love it. It brightens that whole corner up quite a bit. It looks really pretty. Fortune teller mat. And that little lamp, I've got to do something with that. I found that at a yard sale for like $2, and I just need to probably rewire it and it'll be a good lamp. But anyway, yeah, that's how it turned out. So that weird little tapestry, I'm not wasting that. Wait till you see what I'm going to do. I've had it draped over the back of this chair because this cat and previous cats have like kind of wrecked the top of that chair a little bit. So yeah, I decided that what I'll do is I'm going to stitch it up so that it'll be kind of like a pillowcase for the back of my chair. Because why waste it, you know, even though it's kind of weirdly shaped and, you know, an odd little thing, but I could still use it for something. I don't like to throw anything away if I can avoid it. especially if it's something, you know, like that I had just ordered. I'm not going to waste my money and just not use it for anything. And look at that. Now I've got a nice cover for the back of my chair. It looks nice. I don't have to see where the cat scratched it up. It's much better. I think it looks super cute. So now I've got this empty space here, and I had picked up this frame from the dollar store. So here's what I did, you guys. I made us this really cool art. So this is the Studio Coven cicada seal artwork that I made for me and for you guys too. I drew it all by hand. I totally neglected to video that part, but this is where I scanned it and I put it in the computer, and I kind of clean it up a little bit in the computer. So the next thing that I did was I went ahead and printed that out so that I could hand color it. And here I am working on that. Cicadas are really cool beings. They live down in the ground for like 7 years, and then they crawl up and they're in these little shells, and they break out of the shells and have these beautiful wings, and they go flying and singing in the trees. They're associated with intellect, communication, embracing your voice, and shedding your skin so that you can fly. So I thought that was a really good symbol for Studio Coven. I've also included the phases of the moon on there, and that is to remind us to flow with the natural cycles instead of trying to go against them. Just go with the flow, go with the cycles. The triangle represents strength and manifestation. And then I have a quill pen and a paintbrush on either side, the left and the right, representing the left and right sides of the brain and the balance between those two things, the analytical and the creative sides of ourselves, both learning traditions and then also forging new innovations. So I hope that you guys really like it. This was a lot of fun to make for you. I was really excited to create this for me to hang up, and then I thought about it and I was like, you know, I bet you guys would probably like to have a copy of that to hang on your wall too, or you can put it in your book of shadows, or just do something fun with it. This is the frame I picked up. I just got it at the dollar store, you know, easy peasy. I don't like to spend a lot of money on frames. I'm an artist. I'm not usually putting my original art in frames. I usually just put prints in there, so no big deal really. So yeah, you just need a 5x7 frame. It prints out at 5x7, and I just used some masking tape to secure it inside of the frame. And then just put the frame back together. Make sure that the hanger is on top. And there's how it turned out. I think it turned out really neat. I'm really happy with that. Something kind of different, you know? So I popped it up there on the wall, and then I decided I was going to add this shelf that my daughter gave me. She made that in shop class years ago when she was in high school, and I just think it's so special. So I've got a little cat candle holder, a little faux mercury glass, and just a pretty druzy crystal that I added to that. And that is so cool. If you guys decide to print it out and hang it up, make sure you use hashtag Studio Coven if you post a picture of it on social media so that we can all see where you put it and how it turned out. And there it is. I just love this space, you guys. Before and after. What do you think? Is it an improvement? Well, what do you guys think? I am so happy with how this turned out. I just love it. I just feel like the energy is better in here. I feel lighter and brighter. You know what? Everything isn't done. It's not perfect, and it's never going to be probably perfect. There's still some things that I need to do. My lights back there, they don't work anymore, so I eventually want to replace those. I really still need to clean off my art table, which is right behind the camera right now. So there's little things I need to go through. Oh, and the closet back here, yeah, I haven't messed with that yet either. That's gonna be work for another day. Anyway, at least the space that I'm in feels nice and bright and welcoming. I'm really happy with how it turned out. See, I really did all this on a dime, as you can see. Really, the you know, the pillowcases, those were not very expensive. The bookcase that I replaced, you know, that was a little bit of an expense, and the bedspread, but everything else was really pretty much DIY, you know, other than, you know, like my little moon from Five Below and stuff like that. But, you know, I didn't really spend a lot of money on this. It was just the work to do it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I also still want to turn this hand right here into a palmistry hand. So that's a video that I'll have upcoming as well. So yeah, other things to do. Now that I've got this all how I want it, and it's clean, and Dan, bless him, came in with a vacuum and did the floors for me earlier. So even though you can't see them, everything's off the floors, and it just feels so good. So the next thing I need to do is I need to make some of my room clearing spray. I like to do the physical cleaning part first, reorganizing and stuff, and then do the energy cleaning part after that. So yeah, I need to mix up a new bottle of that. And if you guys haven't tried my room cleaning spray, there will be a card right up here that'll link to that video where I tell you how to make that room cleaning spray. Don't forget, you guys, to grab the download if you want this piece of art that I made right here just for all of us in the Studio Coven. And how do you become a member of the Studio Coven? That's easy. Just hit the subscribe button. That's all you have to do. Make sure you drop me a line in the comments down below and let me know what you thought of the studio makeover. And while you're down there, you can also let me know what you plan to do with your free download. What room is it going to go in? Is it going to go in your Book of Shadows? Are you going to frame it like I did and hang it up on the wall? I'm interested. I'm excited to hear. Because I made this little giveaway for everybody that comes by my studio, feel free to share this video with your friends. They'll definitely thank you for the opportunity to come around and learn some new magic here and get some cool free art while they're here too. Thanks again, you guys, for dropping by the studio. I'm always happy to have you come and visit me here, learn some magic with me, and just hang out. Here's a couple more videos that I think you guys will enjoy. I will see you next time. And until then, you guys, stay safe, happy, and healthy. And remember, as always, to be your magic. Bye, everybody.